Ask people around here about what enabled our region to engineer its remarkable economic comeback over the past 30 years or so, and they're pretty sure to mention entrepreneurs. Although we have been remarkably successful in holding on to our historic strengths in manufacturing, finance, and energy, sectors that are all growing here again, the reality is that entrepreneurs created the lion's share of jobs in our region, many of them in eds and meds and information and communication technology. For more than 25 years now, Ernst Young has been honoring our region's entrepreneurs through the annual Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. In a few minutes, we'll learn the names of this year's finalists. But first, Lynette Horrell is managing partner in Pittsburgh, and Kevin Pickels is an Ernst Young partner and awards program director. And welcome. Good to have you both back.
Well, thank you, Bill.
And congratulations. I guess this is year 26, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
yes.
Starting the next 25 years we're starting right now. For folks who are not familiar with the program, what's this all about?
Well, 26 years ago, we started the Entrepreneur of the Year program, primarily because Ernst Young is known for our large public companies, and we wanted to focus on our strategic growth market companies, which actually makes up more than 50% of our business. So it's a way to celebrate companies in that space.
The Entrepreneur of the Year program is one of the most prestigious business award programs in the country. As you had mentioned, it's 26 years in the making. It started in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all places, in 1986 as a single program, and has grown to over 26 programs in the U.S.
Wow, so what's impressive, and I've been here for 30 years in Pittsburgh now. I kind of remember back in the 80s and early 90s, there was concern that this region had lost its entrepreneurial spirit. We'd become a big industry town, clearly one of the great entrepreneurial centers a century ago. Had sort of lost a little bit of that verve. Do you see that coming back? Do you feel like you've been part of the reason for the sort of the rebirth of entrepreneurship in the region?
Yes, actually I've been with Ernst Young since 1984.
Okay.
So I've been with my firm since the start of the program. And I would say, while the entrepreneur has remained consistent, they are risk takers, they are forward-thinking individuals, the types of companies that we've seen in our program have changed. In the late 80s and early 90s, mostly manufacturing companies. In the late 90s and early 2000s, a lot of technology companies and dot-coms. And now we have a great mix of biotechs, healthcare companies, manufacturing companies, technology companies, all over the board.
Do you find the needs of entrepreneurs, the dynamics, the issues they face changes as different kinds of industries become involved, or are they all dealing with the same situation more or less all the time?
It depends on the industry. I would say the biotech companies need a lot more funding before they become a profitable enterprise, whereas something like a software company may not. Any
favorites among recent winners that have really struck your fancy over the years?
Laura Corrett last year from Giant Eagle, Ed Stack from Dick's Sporting Goods, and Glenn Meekum from Free Markets are three that come to mind. Okay, and have become household names in some ways. Pretty rigorous evaluation process too as well, Kevin, is it not?
Yes, it is. We've assembled an independent panel of judges. So we've received in excess of 50 nominees into the program, and the independent panel of judges goes through and selects the regional semifinalists, finalists, and ultimately the local award winners. And those local award winners then get put onto a national program that we also sponsor.
Okay, yeah, it all rolls up to a big event in Palm Springs in November, right?
Yes, November 14th through 18th this year in Palm Springs, California. It starts off with some boot camps and some seminars. Last year speakers were George W. Bush, Michael Dell, Troy Aikman, Magic Johnson, Steve Case, and this year Fred Smith from FedEx and Irene Rosenfeld from Kraft will be keynote speakers.
Wow, so you got some heavy hitters, very high energy event, having attended the event just here in Pittsburgh in recent years, but I guess that's typical of entrepreneurs. It's a high energy group.
That is typical, Bill. Every year the crowds seem to get bigger. The entrepreneurs and their followers seem to gain momentum. We've maintained our level of nominations, our level of nominees, so the program is just growing year by year. This year's program will be June 22nd, Friday evening, at the the Wyndham Grand in downtown Pittsburgh, and we're lucky enough to have yourself again as the master of ceremonies, with the event kicking off at 5:30 with a cocktail party moving into the awards ceremony.
Well, very exciting for entrepreneurs or people who provide services and support for entrepreneurs. I guess everybody welcome. And when we come back, we'll get a glimpse of this year's judging process and even find out who this year's finalists are. Lynette Horrell, Kevin Pickels from Ernst Young, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next up, the finalists for the 2012 Ernst Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Stay with us.